I'm Kumar Rakesh and you're watching Global Governance News TV. Today, highlights of the news. The PM just dedicated 31,500 crore INR projects, 11 projects in Tamil Nadu to the nation. Infrastructure projects, railway station, and many things. Good sign for the development. And displays Tamil Nadu like anything. He also addresses the PGB class in ISB Hyderabad and Mamata Banerjee versus Governor Neuro and the UP budget. Common people focus on the UP budget. So now, one by one, I'll analyze the news. This is first the Prime Minister dedicates to the nation and lays foundation stone of 11 projects worth over rupees 31,500 crore in Tamil Nadu. As he said, it is always wonderful to be back in Tamil Nadu. The land is special, the people, culture, and language of this state are outstanding. The Tamil language is eternal and Tamil culture is global. Modernization and development is being done, keeping in mind the needs of the future. At the same time, it will merge with local art and culture. As he said, Government of India is fully focused on the building infrastructures that is of top quality and sustainable. Government is working to achieve saturation level coverage for key schemes. And PM Modi said, we aim to achieve Garib Kalyan as a close friend and neighbor. India is providing all possible support to Sri Lanka. Government of India, that is Bharat, is fully committed to further popularizing Tamil language and culture. Prime Minister Narendra Modi dedicated the nation and laid the foundation stone of 11 projects worth about 31,500 crore INR in Chennai. This project will boost infrastructure development, enhance connectivity, and give an impetus to ease of living in the region. Governor of Tamil Nadu, Mr. R.N. Ravi, Chief Minister Mr. M.K. Stalin, Union Minister Al Murugan were among those present on the occasion. Addressing the gathering, Prime Minister Modi expressed the happiness to be back in Tamil Nadu. It is always wonderful to be back in Tamil Nadu. This land is special. The people, culture, language of the states are outstanding. He said at the outset, he said that someone or other from Tamil Nadu is always excelling. He recalled hosting that Deaf Olympic contingent said that at the time it was India's best performance in the tournament. Out of 60 medals we have won, youngster from Tamil Nadu had rolled 6 of these medals. Further commenting on the rich Tamil culture, the Prime Minister said, Tamil language is eternal and Tamil culture is global. From Chennai to Canada, from Madurai to Malaysia, from Namakkal to New York, from Salem to South Africa, the occasions of Pongal and the Puthandu are marked with a great power. He also informed that recently the Cannes Film Festival, son of the great soil of Tamil Nadu and Union Minister through Al Murugan walked the red carpet in traditional Tamil attire that made the Tamil people all over the world very proud. He said that in the project inaugurated or laid the foundation stones, our thirst for the road connectivity is visible. This is so as it is directly linked to the economic prosperity. He said the Bangalore-Chennai Expressway will connect 2 major centers and 4-lane double-decker elevated road connecting Chennai port to Madurai will make Chennai port more efficient and decongest the city. The Prime Minister also expressed his happiness that 5 railway stations are being redeveloped. The modernization and development is being done keeping the minds of the needs of the future. At the same time, it will merge with the local art and culture. Madurai Teni railway gauge conversion project, he said, he'll help the farmers and will give them the new markets. The Prime Minister congratulated all these getting houses, the port of the history, part of the historic Chennai Lighthouse project under the PM Awas Yojana. This has been a very satisfying project as we started a global change. And in record time, the first project has been realized, and I'm glad as it is in Chennai. It said. The Prime Minister noted that multimodal logistic parks will be the paradigm shift in the freight ecosystem of our country. Each of these projects across various sectors will boost job creation and our resolve to the Atmanirbhar, he said. Prime Minister said the history has taught us that those nations which gave topmost importance to infrastructure made the transition for developing to developed countries. The government in India, that is Bharat, is fully focused on the building infrastructure that is top quality and sustainable. He said, referring to both physical and coastal infrastructure. We aim to achieve Garib Kalyan. Our emphasis on social infrastructure indicates our emphasis on the principle of Sarv Jan Hitai, Sarv Jan Sukhai. He said, the Prime Minister said the government is working to achieve saturation level coverage for key schemes. Take any sector, toilets, housing, financial inclusion. We are working towards complete coverage. When it is done, there is no scope for exclusion. The Prime Minister remarked the government has gone beyond what is traditionally referred to as the infrastructure. A few years ago, he said infrastructure referred to roads, power, and water. Today, we are working to expand India's gas pipeline network. Work is happening on highways. It is our vision to bring high speed internet to every village. Prime Minister stressed and government of India is fully committed to the further popularizing the Tamil language and culture. In the January this year, new campus of Central Institute of Classical Tamil was inaugurated in Chennai. The new campus is fully funded by the Union government. He added that the Savarn Mania Bharati chair on Tamil Nadu studies in Banaras Hindu University was recently announced. He said that since BHU is located in his constituency, joy was extra special. Prime Minister Modi said that Sri Lanka is passing through difficult times. I am sure you are concerned with the development there. As a close friend and neighbor, India is providing all possible support to Sri Lanka. The Prime Minister recalled that he was the first Indian Prime Minister to visit Jaffna. The government of India is undertaking numerous projects to assist Tamil people in Sri Lanka. These projects over the healthcare, transportation, housing, and culture. The Prime Minister concluded retiring the country's collective resolve to fulfill the dreams of our freedom fighters during Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Prime Minister dedicated Nation 5 project worth rupees 2,960 crore rupees. The 75-kilometer long Madurai Chennai Railway gas conversion project will take project cost of rupees 500 crore. INR will facilitate access and give boost to tourism in the region. The 30-kilometer long third railway line between Tambaram and Chengalpattu, built a project cost over rupees 590 crore, will facilitate running of the more suburban services that thus offering greater option and enhancing the comfort for the travelers. The 115 kilometers long in-road Chengalpattu section and 271 kilometers Trivallur Bengaluru section of ETBP and PT natural gas pipeline built a project cost of around rupees 850 crore and 910 crore respectively, will facilitate supply of natural gas to consumers and well industries Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, and Andhra Pradesh. And the more the details are there, and they always tweet it. As according to PMO India, it is always wonderful to back in Tamil Nadu. The land is special. The people, culture, and language of the state are outstanding. PM Modi, and just uh, all things just a Tamil language is eternal and Tamil culture is global. How we treat it. So Chennai to Canada, Madurai to Malaysia, Namakkal to New York, Salem to South Africa. So tweeted and very responsive as he tweeted the followers, the reply also, interact also, so nice. And another way he just uh, also addressed the completion of 20 years of Indian School of Business, Hyderabad, and there is a governor, Telangana Governor Rajan is there, was there, and he just already uh, uh, said, according to that was a very actually. He tweeted also about the more than 50,000 students has been passed from here. The institute has been started by Atal Bihari Vajpayee in 2001, and after that, due to political power, just it has been done now. We are reformed, transform, and all. This create the milestone, and as he speech actually of the Hindi, and all just said this is the acknowledge the role of students and ISB in economic and business landscape of the country, and while realizing India in business. So I'd like to ask you to link your personal goal with the goals of the country. Due to the continuous political instability in the last 3 decades, the country has been lack of political willpower and stay away from reforms of the big decisions. So in the system now, government reforms, bureaucracy performs, and people participation leads to transformation. So make India future ready. We have to ensure India becomes self-reliant. All your business professionals have a big role in this. So the already he just told about the India is the fastest growing economy in the group of G20 countries. In the case of a smartphone data consumer, India is number one. If you look at the number of internet user, we are second in the world. India also second in the world, the global retail index. Third largest startup ecosystem in India. Third largest consumer market is India. India is emerging a major center of the growth today. Last year, the highest ever record FDI came in India, while realizing India means business. So we can understand how India means business. And as he said, salary silence and strength of the health sector proved during the pandemic. Regarding the COVID vaccine, concerns are being raised. Here, whether foreign vaccine will be available or not, but India developed its own vaccine, first time in the India history. A lot of vaccine has been made in India, more than 190 crore. 190 crore doses has been administered. This is the big nation. So many, I think five America, I think if you I say the population of five America is there, and three Europe. How? Just very thickly populated. So India also sent vaccines to more than 100 countries of the world. And I've also talked about the expansion of medical education. So also note that bureaucracy has also made a firm contribution to the reform process. I praise bureaucracy, but it should be happy. He created the people's participation success of government scheme. He said when the people cooperate, quick and better results are assured. In the system now, government reforms, bureaucracy performs, and people participate leads to transformation. He asks the ISB student and study the mechanism of reform, perform, and transform. That's why so nice, and how it is addressed. So now, time of break. Out after break, we'll discuss the more news. News on welcome after break. News on Mamta Banerjee. When you think, discuss Mamta Banerjee, different pictures came before you. The lioness, we can say like that. This lady, roaring always, not the silence. If you think like that, always try to fight her. But fight for whom? Fight for one caste that is called the Muslim. How Rohingya is settling in West Bengal, that is a curse for the country, challenge for the country, Mamtaji. You should understand. What a power you want? Why? What for? How? Why and what for? New fresh line, battle line draw. Ruling. Just to, how is it just you fighting with the constitutional authority? Today he said decided to introduce the bill, the assembly to make the chief minister, not the governor, chancellor of the All State University. What do you gain from this? And just taking an example of Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, others, why and what for? If Gujarat has done wrong, you will also follow the line. If the Tamil Nadu has done wrong, what do you want from that? This move is like to draw the fresh battle line between Madam Banerjee, who also heads of the ruling Trinamool Congress, Governor Jagdeep Dhankar, who is the state's ruling party leaders, have accused of working the center to harass the Mamta government on key issues. Today, state cabinet gave a consent to proposal to make the chief minister the chancellor of all state-run university in place of the governor. This proposal will soon be introduced as a bill in the assembly. Bengal Education Minister in charge, Pratya Basu said. By law, governor is the chancellor of 17 universities of the state, according to Bengal Rajbhan official website. Some of them are University of Kolkata, Jadavpur University, University of Kalyani, Ravindra Bharati University, Vidyasagar University, University of Bardhaman, North Bengal University, among others. For Vishwabharati and Shanti Niketan, the governor is the Pradhan or rector, while Prime Minister Modi is the chancellor. So I think they can't interfere on that. In January this year, Dhankar released the vice chancellor of 25 state universities in Bengal were appointed without his consent. The Mamta Banerjee government, however, claimed the governor should have approved the names of vice chancellor selected by the search committee, and if he refused, The Education Department has the power to go with its decision. The Bengal government has said colonial legacy of the governor being ex officio chancellor of all state university should be reviewed. Instead, a scholar should be appointed. So here seeing the colonial, but your one of the MLA is from the resident of Bengal. This is also a matter of fact, and there is so many mishappening just going on the caste, creed, and religion line. Mamtaji, you should also take care of that. Otherwise, power is not permanent, as you know it. So be sober, be disciplined as you are sometimes before. I think so. You will understand the sanctity of the constitutions. So next, UP budget. UP budget today, the common people focus on the UP budget. Although Samajwadi Party, Congress criticized the budget. Today, Uttar Pradesh Finance Minister Suresh Khanna presented the state's annual budget 22-23 in the Legislative Assembly. Under the new budget, 1 crore has been allotted for creating more to overseas welfare of old saints and Pujari in the state. Meanwhile, 300 crore provided for ensuring the children of laborers and street vendors to access to quality education. This latest state budget focused on the ensuring self-reliance in the state. CM Yogi Adityanath tweeted soon after the budget was tabled. Adityanath promised that it would be the dedicated overall development of Uttar Pradesh. Before being tabled in the House, the budget was passed cabinet meeting chaired by Chief Minister at his official residence in the morning. The latest budget was first tabled by the Adityanath government during the second term in the State Assembly. Halaki, but although in a different way, UP Congress criticized fails to full promise made in Sankalp Yatra, and but ex-CM Dinesh Sharma, he said UP will fulfill the expectation of farmers, young women, and 6.15 lakh crore budget for the 22-23. And if you see the key scheme, the total the provision of 39,181 for new scheme, and Adityanath government presented 5,50,270 0.78 crore INR budget for the financial year 21-22. Khanna, while tabling the budget, said the economic state is improving rapidly. We believe that we will be successful taking the state economy to USD $1 trillion. So this is a very, I think, promising, and the welfare also. This is also one scheme for the electricity. 31,000 crore INR budget is given. Meerut Prayagraj Ganga Express for 6,995 crore INR has been given. And one very important scheme, the name of the former chief minister and the hero of the Ayodhya Kand, Kalyan Singh. So Babuji Kalyan Singh street light scheme will be start, and they're very promising. This is very touchy, and pension also increased by 1,000 rupees, and for Divyang is also 1,000 rupees maintenance add, and for the saints and Purohits board is also um, a form, as I told you earlier, and for the farmers 42,565 crore already transferred till now, and this is under the Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi Yojana, and for Mahila Samarthya Yojana 72 crore 50 lakhs rupees are already arranged, and 15,000 solar pump will be established in the states, and Varanasi and Gorakhpur will have the metro, for especially 100 crore INR has been already uh, allocated for that, health and public sectors. So this is all news just before you. Very good budget, very interesting budget, and thanks to Mr. Yogi Adityanath, balanced budget, and I hope very soon your targets will be the one SD, 1 trillion USD will touch for the benefit of the people, for the common people, as we think it, as we analyze it. So nice of you. Thank you very much. Keep in touch with us for the our transparent mode of journalism, and subscribe, share, and like our Global University. Thank you very much. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.